There is no guarantee of anything in life. So I want to make sure that that you use this disclaimer. I'm not guaranteeing the tokens, and it's up to 0.44. There is no guarantee in life. So here is your disclaimer. And we're recording this and everybody can read it. By accepting and coming into this webinar, you acknowledge the disclaimer. So your homework is to make sure that your wallet is ready to go, loaded with BNB and DAI. Your homework is to go to your sponsor and say, I'm alive. And everybody stay very calm because it might not open exactly at 8 o'clock. It might open at 8:10. Don't put any pressure on Nick. No pressure. We will not open the mics today. If you have a question for Nick, which is perfect, please put it in the chat. And then we'll read those questions to Nick. We're going to try to control this because right now it's growing and growing, the amount of people in here, and we're so excited. Everybody, welcome home. We are family. So we're going to start this presentation today. We've been here before. We trusted people before. But we didn't know behind the scenes. So there's somebody that I have never in 20 years seen him put his name to
Recording in
anything.
progress.
Thank you. There is somebody that is here, and I've been with him for 20 years. He's a good friend. Never put his name out there before. And he stood up and reviewed what he could. He listened to the good calls, the bad calls. He listened to Nick, and he stood up tall and said, I want to be part of this. He is a world-renowned author. He's got published books. He owns a very large security company. He works with the CIA and the FBI and knows exactly what he's doing. And he was so impressed with what Nick had built. He requested to become part of this. He has never spoken to Nick. He has never met him. So for me, that's a great opinion to listen. And he's a wonderful man. And between Barry and Nick, they're both good looking. Ladies, make sure you've got your glasses on. You got a nice, pleasant day ahead of you. Barry, it is my honor to be your friend. It is my honor to introduce you. And I am so excited that you were part of this opportunity. Take it away.
Wow, Linda. I mean, you always do the phenomenal interviews. I hope my kids hear this and have the enthusiasm about me that you do. But thank you so much, and I am absolutely honored to be here. And yes, absolutely true. I've never met Nick. I've seen him on webinars, but that's about it. So there is no relationship there. Yes, I've known Linda for, I guess, about 20 years. I guess we started when we were 4, right, Linda? I mean, we're not that old. But anyway, I do thank you for that wonderful interview. And just real quick, some of my background, yes, I have a almost 30-year-old IT firm that does cybersecurity for hedge funds, financial firms, and a lot of other high-end companies, as well as I've owned multiple blockchain and cryptocurrency businesses. I've launched tokens and coins in the past. I've been involved in them. I advise on them. I've been involved in billion-dollar international cryptocurrency exchanges in terms of deals, private deals with a lot of high-end people, that names you would probably even know. But as Linda was saying, I don't lend my name to just about anything. So you're welcome to look me up. This is me, Barry Monet, or Monies as it's written.
Barry, I need to interrupt you. They
Yes.
can't hear you. Can you come closer?
Sure.
Or put your volume up. Thank you.
Let me do that. Is that better?
Yes, thank you.
I'm hoping. Anyway, just to continue, I've got a long background in this industry, in the DeFi world, in the crypto world, and in the blockchain world. And as Linda was saying, I've never met Nick. And I took a look at this. Linda brings things to me for my advice, my review, and I do that for her, of course, whenever she asks. She never pushes me, never, says you got to do this or really hypes anything. She just says, take a look at this and tell me what you think. And as I was saying, I've never lent my name to anything. You can look me up online. You will not see my name attached to projects. You will see me attached to businesses I've been involved in, like one called Reno, which is real estate innovation. I helped start that years ago. That was specifically tokenizing, lending against tokenized assets. So we would tokenize a building and lend against it. You don't need to know what that means. It all has to do with blockchain and the new world we're entering. But point is, when I saw this, I've seen something finally that I've never seen before. The way it is set up, the way it is created, the people behind it, and the focus of what they're looking to do is pretty much brand new in the industry. It's never been done like this. And it's really about all of us doing well together. This is not a project where it's all about the guy who created it or it's going to be a rug pull. This is a solid program that everybody potentially could do well. Of course, as a disclaimer, you all read that at the beginning, nothing's guaranteed. But this is a solid project and is as solid as I've ever seen. And I'm very happy and honored to be a part of it. I'm not an owner. I'm not even an investor. I'm just like you at this point. I am basically on the outside looking in, and I'm telling you from my professional opinion and from my heart and hearing Nick and hearing the people involved and how much they care and how much they want everybody to do well and how much they want to change the focus of this industry from a bad connotation to show that there really is some good. So you are in a great place at the right time with the right people, with the right product and service. So I'm happy to be here. And more importantly, I am honored to introduce Nick, who is at the core of everything we're here to talk about. So I'd like to introduce you, Nick, and turn it over to you. And thank you again for bringing this to all of us.
This is absolutely remarkable. Thank you so much, Barry. I cannot wait for us to sit down. You actually got on the call this weekend, and I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to talk to you because after what you've been through, with all your skill and assets and experience and connections, for someone to come at you the way that I understand they did, we definitely need to have a deeper discussion. But I appreciate the intro so much. Oh my gosh, Linda. Yeah, there are no words. And Ryan, thank you, sir. We've been through a lot in this short time together, so I appreciate your steadfastness. It's good to meet you guys. I apologize I'm not on video, but I literally wrote. I'm in the Philippines, right? Just for those that don't know, I got up at 7 a.m. this morning, been full blast. All right, so it's been an incredible day. It's going to be an incredible tomorrow. But I just wanted to deliver the message tonight and deliver what the true mission of Veritas Vault is. And I want to start out by saying that I've been in network marketing for 20 years. I've been in web development since 2001. Okay. Prior to that, that's extra experience. But I promise you guys, this is not a like quote unquote network marketing company. All right. And I could not be more happy because I love you guys. I've built, oh my gosh, close to 30 network marketing companies, close to maybe a dozen blockchain companies, either front end, back end, leading the organization or supporting someone that I trusted. So I'm a man that's coming to you with experience, and those of you that know me, all right, we know what kind of ride we've been on. I've been rug pulled on. I've had bad deals. I've trusted people that stabbed me in the back. This is about blockchain, okay? And I fundamentally mean that. I am not your like golden leader here, okay? I simply saw an opportunity, used my skill sets to build it out, and I truly believe I've created something that we all can enjoy for a long-term opportunity. That is all this is about. Now, granted, things are looking good. We got great people involved. But at the end of the day, where Veritas Vault goes is solely dependent on you guys. Okay. And I'm going to do everything in my power, everything within my realm to make sure that it happens. But I want you guys to really feel like a family here. Okay. So without getting too emotional, um, let me ask you something, Barry. You've been around a long time, right? And tokenizing real estate's a really incredible market. What are your initial thoughts when Linda came to you about the project? Just be honest with me.
So originally it was just another project. I've seen hundreds of them. They come across my desk quite a bit. And I looked at it with very shaded eyes, meaning I was very skeptical and said, okay, another one of these, pump and dump, they're going to rug everybody. And when I started looking into it and looking at what you're doing now, I was part of Olympus many years ago, and all these different ones that have come along. Some have been very good, and some continue, and some faded. But when I saw the way you're doing things, and like the anti-whale type of offering where you can't buy more than 5%, I mean, those little things make such a difference. And most people have no understanding of how important that is and what that shows of the kind of person you are and the kind of business you're trying to do. It's just incredible. And for those of you who don't know, basically you can have somebody come in here, or some huge company can't come in here, or individual, and buy up all the tokens, which will raise the price because there'll be FOMO, people fear of missing out, jump in and then dump it and tank it. That is so common in this industry. Can't be done in this organization. And he's got a rebalancing, or you do, Nick, have a rebalancing to keep everything steady, stabilized. And that's where companies fail. They grow too fast, or they don't grow at all, and it just destroys the price of the token, destroys the integrity of the company, and it falls apart very quickly. And then there's a race to the exit, and we're all left holding the bag and losing money. In this case, there's rebalancing built in. And the way it pays, the compounding that's involved, the staking, the ability to not lock up. That's another way that shows that this is real. Most companies out there that are not legitimate, they will lock up your tokens, your money, for specific time, which gives them time to collect and then jump out. So those are a few things, Nick, that I was totally blown away by.
Man, you're right on, man, spot on. So I'm so glad that you and Linda appreciate that. It's hard to see it at first value because everybody's like, oh, it can go from X dollar to this dollar, and oh, I'm the first one in. But if you guys just sit tight, okay? I've got a document I sent to David Bass earlier that can kind of help you with the whole launch procedure. But we have the potential to do something great. To go back to the program that a lot of you are familiar with, they have a 2 point something billion market cap. They've got 250 million, right, in liquidity. They do about 300 million a day in transactions with a 5% VIC on the front and the back. All right, they're making crazy money. Nobody knows who the owners are, okay, quote unquote owners. They have zero support. You can't even understand the language that is communicated most of the time. And I saw that about 5 months ago. Okay. I'm no genius, guys. Okay. I'll be the first one to tell you that I am no genius. But I've been around this industry a very long time. And some very close friends of mine were involved with that project. And they got me involved. They were like, oh my gosh, you got to do this. You got to do this. And I looked at it, and I said, this is insane. Absolute insanity. So I'm not trying to knock that company, and if it's good to have multiple sources of income. I'm not trying to overcome them. But when I saw the opportunity, when I saw the state of the world, when I saw people out there that really want something that's true and valuable, that's where I came up with the name Veritas. Truth. That's it, right? It's coming from me. It's coming from everything that we do. Not just myself. I've got a great team of like 7 people behind me. So thank you so much for believing what we're doing. We have grown so fast, so big, so quickly. It blows me away a lot of the time. So I appreciate your involvement. I'm here for you guys. What we've got going on tomorrow is just going to be insane. Um, no guarantees, of course, but I appreciate you all. I don't even know what to say. I literally don't know what to say, honestly. I don't know if I should answer questions, Linda, or if I should just, everybody knows what the opportunity is here. So how can I help?
One second, I'm muted. Okay, Nick. There are questions in the room, and I guess we're going to
Yeah, why
ask
not?
some of them. Please,
Why?
nobody unmute. Show respect. We're not speaking today. We're gonna read some. What time is launch? Nick, I was saying that I heard 8 a.m., but it could be 9 a.m. It's not a set time. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I was actually thinking more so towards 7 a.m. to be frank, because of the time change. But if 8 a.m. is good with you guys, it's good for me. I mean, literally, the plan was to launch today. Okay. Well, it was actually to launch last week, but other than that, but we were going to launch today. I mean, everybody was set for that, or all queued in for that. And we all connected and we talked. I was like, is there anything going on? And da 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 da. So literally nobody did anything today. It's insane. We are totally prepared for tomorrow. Okay. So the objective is after everybody goes to sleep tonight, we'll be on the mainnet launch. That'll be taken care of probably within about 3 hours, very ahead of schedule. And then the liquidity launch on Pancake Swap is going to take a maximum of 30 minutes. So I'll be waiting for you guys to get up more so than you'll be waiting for us.
Okay. Another question is it a 8 a.m. EST Central? It's EST, everybody. The time zone that Nick works on is EST. Another question, Nick. Once I get my tokens, there's a 24-hour hold. Will I be able to unstake all? In other words, I joined today, I put $500 in, and I don't want to do it. Well, when will I be able to get my money back?
Okay, so the initial period is 24 hours. It's a warm-up tank, essentially, for lack of better, wording. So if you were coming in brand new, right, and you decide to stake, let's say 500, die, then you would have a 24-hour holding period. After that holding period, you come back 24 hours later, you click a button, and then that begins your rebase staking, which is basically every 8 hours, you'll get approximately 0.44%. So for the founders, and what's made this so unique, and the reason I've been working so hard today, is we doubled the founders in 4 days from the initial projection. Okay. So putting all those people in and the few people that decided to bow out, it's been intense because that load has got to be absolutely perfection. No spaces, no weird word changes, anything like that. So that's what I've been working on all day to make sure that goes smooth tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, you've got 24 hours, and then whatever the initial price is, right, of the token is going to be the amount of token that you receive at launch. And then after that, that amount goes into staking. All you have to do is come and click claim, and it's off and running. Very simple.
Awesome. I see a lot of questions. Somebody else is asking, can I transfer the VVA token to another wallet? We are decentralized. If you want to go to another token, you could swap it. Is that the correct answer, Nick?
Well, the way of looking at it is like let's say you sponsor someone or you have a friend, right? And you want to transfer VVA tokens to them, you can certainly do that. No problem. It's just BNB gas, which is going to be like nothing, 5 cents, 10 cents maybe. So as long as they have our token programmed in their wallet, you can transfer it to them. And then that person can then come back to our website as long as they have our token and stake or buy bonds or whatever they want to do with it. Additionally, you can sell the token, right? We have no problems with that because I want a very healthy environment and ecosystem here. So if you want to take your profits out, no problem. There's no holding, like for long terms, and you can buy, sell, stake, bond, do whatever you want to do.
Awesome. What does the founders need to do when you open up tomorrow? Is there anything they need to do different? And can you speak a little bit louder?
Who
Thank
me?
you.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I I produced a document that I gave to David Bass, so he'll distribute that to the Telegram group and to all the advisory board members and their groups and so on and so forth. Just, I think the most essential thing for you guys to understand is that step one is really for you to just get the contract address, okay? Because I have a sneaking suspicion that when we go live, there'll be some copycats out there. So you have to have the correct smart contract address to program into your Web3 wallet, and also to use when you're putting the token into PancakeSwap. So first thing when we launch, that'll be the most important information that you get. Fortunately on the website, you can just go straight to the website and you can buy the token. But if you don't have the token added as one of your tokens in your Web3 wallet, you can put in, I don't know, whatever amount of money, but you won't see the token there. And so my biggest concern is that people will go to the website, buy the token, and not see it, and then possibly buy more because they think they did something wrong. So we're trying to train people to at least program in the VBA token address first, right? So they can see how much they have, and then train them on staking and bonding and all the other wonderful rewards we have behind that with the Unilevel and the Diamond League.
Awesome. Another question is, when can we get the VVA contract address? When we open, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't mean to laugh, but yeah. The process is to put the contract on mainnet first. That's important. A lot of times, companies will put liquidity in first and then do the contract so they can tie in that program. But we've worked it out so that we can actually do the contract first, do the pancake swap liquidity second, right, which makes us live, active trading. And then I've already set up my team to like re-plug in some of the live price feeds, into the programming so that everything connects as far as the lottery and, different things like that, the RBS and so on and so forth. And the only reason I did that, because this is kind of a unique environment, was that I didn't want the token to trade live before all of you guys had the opportunity to participate. So that was the thinking behind that. If
So
that
that's
makes
another great thing you did for us. Thank you. They'd like to know how many founders did we end up with?
uh 200 and oh my gosh. I'd say about 230 roughly, give or take.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
great.
here's a question, and multiple people have asked it. How are you able to pay out every 8 hours up to 0.44%? I want to say up to. Nothing is written in stone, ladies and gentlemen, but that's the target they're going for. I am putting a disclaimer in here. There's no set amount. It's up to. But Nick, where is the money coming from that you're paying us?
That's good. That's a good question. Yeah, and like I said, with the other programs, they never even touched this, so I'm super proud to have the opportunity to share this with you, like in a true fashion.
Nick, you got to go louder, sweetheart.
Really? Okay. Hello. All right, we good enough? All right. So anyway, when you buy the token, okay, we all know there's a 5% tax, if you want to call it that, right? To buy the token and to sell the token. So that's 5% coming in, that's 5% coming out, which is a total of 10% if you average that out. So out of that money, we have a certain percentage for the lottery, a certain percentage for the ecosystem, and then a certain percentage for buyback and burn. So both the ecosystem rates and also the percentage held out for the buyback and burn allows us to pay that rebase reward. And that was the exact reason that I didn't want any whales in this. That's why I want general distribution. I want a lot of token holders. I want a lot of people to experience the rewards, as far as the compounding, but also to sell the token and bring the money kind of in and out. So we have an algorithm. We have the RBS in place, as far as the percentages above and beyond, the 90-day range on the token. So yeah, there's plenty of money to pay it. Additionally, and I know this doesn't come up a lot, but I want to be super frank on this call so everybody knows what we're doing and why we're doing it, is we're a rebase token. Okay, and to explain that in more depth, typically when you have because everybody's rug pulled this, rug pulled that, right? So some guy comes up with some great idea, right? He invents out of thin air 10 billion tokens, okay? He then loads the token up on PancakeSwap, gets people pumped up about it, and they start buying it. So on the very best month, out of 10 billion tokens, he might sell, let's say, I don't know, half a million, all right, or half a billion, all right. And all that supply is what dictates what the price of the token is, and also what he or she has to work with moving forward. With our token, we're going to have a very, very low supply. All right. So our token backing is going to be solely based on what the founder's contribution has been. Additionally, as we grow, right, and we pay the rebase tokens, the treasury mints more tokens to you, okay, which increases the supply. So that's why the buyback and burn is so important, right? So as we increase supply, as we're paying out more, then we take the buyback and burn and then buy and burn tokens, which can, then increase the price because you're decreasing the price and you're increasing the supply at the same time. Does that make sense at all? I know it's got to make sense.
100%. 100%. Nick, there is a burn factor to this token, and it's going to be determined by who?
The DAO, solely by the DAO. Okay. So you don't see it active on the site right now because I need to get the token live to make that work. But we'll have no fee voting. So as long as you have a certain amount, not even a certain amount, but as long as you're staking the token, all right, everybody, whether that's 250 people or that's 2.5 million people, you have the opportunity as we present proposals to say, hey, let's do a $2 million token burn on X date. It'll be this amount approximately, and yes or no, right? And so that way people kind of prepare, because typically when you do a big burn, it can influence the price, right? I don't want to talk too deeply about how that can happen, but it's generally positive when you do that. Additionally, right, compared to some of the other previous projects, and there's been several, as Barry and that have tried this before, we don't want to, first day come out and say, well, hey, we're going to have this type of coin, or hey, we're going to, have this kind of game. I want to see how the marketplace develops, because I've been in this a long time, very, very long time. The stuff changes very fast. So if we build right, everybody's making money, everybody's having fun, we'll have the liquidity to start buying up other types of opportunities that can then feed more revenue into the treasury, which then feeds more into the output for the rebasing. So that's my long-term goal with the project. And again, that'll all be voted on. I didn't build this for me, guys. So please get that. This is not like, hey, this is Howard's deal. This is about you guys. It generally is. And the more that we get together, the more that I can share, the depth of the potential here, I think we can do something really dynamic in the DeFi space. honestly.
That's incredible. I do know that you're building a board of advisories, and my sponsor, who is my heart, is on there. So I feel very comfortable, and I also very feel very comfortable. I'm going to say something that Nick didn't know. Um, when I met Nick over the phone, he said to me, "I've got to talk to Barry." So when somebody is head of a program and wants to learn and listen from an expert in a different category, for me, that says everything about you, Nick. Everything. And I know that you're going to meet up with Barry, and Barry is the expert of certain things, and you're the expert of other things. And collectively together, not only are the ladies going to chase you, but we're going to have the biggest and the best program ever.
Yeah. Well, it's about attracting, right? So, and the thing is with you, Barry, and like I said, you don't have to speak on this, but I really want to dig deeper into this entire security piece of things, and some of the experience you've been across, because you and I both know an audit is not enough. Everybody's like, "Oh, did you get audited? And was it Certec? And are you gonna do this and you're gonna do that, right?" Those, a lot of times, not to be demeaning, but those things aren't relevant to what we do and where we're at. So any insight that you have, I am completely open to. I am. There is no ego coming out of me, brother. Okay.
Sure. Well,
No
and let
ego.
me, if I can, Linda, I'd like to ask a few questions. And before I do, though, I want to just mention something about a DAO, because you threw that out there. And I know most people on this call are probably not technical, and it really doesn't matter. And I'll touch on that in a minute. But the point is a DAO it stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. And basically, it's a new type of organization in business where it's run by members. So essentially, members of a DAO decide the direction of the organization and govern how it's run. That's another reason why this project is so important and why it's so different. You know, one of the big things in the crypto world, which has changed our lives, is, and I'm old school. I really am. I don't even like Zoom really. I like to sit down and talk to somebody face to face, see them, look them in the eyes, and talk and do business. Business is about people to people. That's all it is. I mean, I'm in the computer business, security business. It's not about hardware and software. It's about relationships. It's about putting your trust in somebody else, going along the ride with them on their mission, understanding and believing in what they're trying to accomplish, and then becoming a part of it. And that's what we're all doing here. With that being said, there's no, you know, unbelievable minimum in this program. You go in with whatever you want, just get started, get involved with it. That's how you learn. You can read everything, you can do all the math, but until you're in it, you don't know what it's like. I can describe a pool to you and what it's like to jump in a pool, but you need to experience it. So, and I'm not here to sell you. I'm just telling you anything in technology, start playing with it, and that's how you learn. So, Nick, I want to ask you a couple of questions. Why did you build this? What's the foundation of why you wanted to do this?
Oh, that's a beautiful question. Yeah. Well, as I mentioned before, like I said, I heard about the previous model, okay, and or the existing model. Uh, Man, I'd say about March. Okay. Hey, Bill, are you on the line? Are you there? Let me bring him in. He should be here, but if he's not, if you want to chime in, you're more than welcome to. So anyway, a very, very dear close friend of mine, was so hyped up about that. He was like, "Oh my gosh, put in X dollars, you're gonna make this, and da, 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 da." And he knows what I do for a living, right? So as a favor, I jumped in. I looked at it. It didn't make any sense to me, right? I mean, just from an onboarding process, it didn't make sense. It was difficult to get like real information. And I'm not doing this to down them, but I'm literally answering your question, Barry. Okay. Um, the front facing stuff, as far as I saw, was Babel, like Babel, right? So I looked at it, I got in, I got involved, and I was like, man, this is a pain in the blah 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 blah. And then I sat back and I said to myself, I was like, oh my gosh, to repeat the numbers, right? over a 2 billion market cap, 250 million in float. Don't know who the owners are. Don't know this. Can't figure out that. Everybody's doing their own thing. And I said, I can do better. And that's kind of arrogant, but it's absolute truth, guys. Absolute truth. I was involved with something else with another good friend of mine, and I was like, let me just sit back. And so I looked at it for about 2 months, and I sat and I thought, and I was like, okay, all right, we can do this, we can do that. And it kind of evolved from that. And then I, on my own dime, paid my programmers. I was like, hey, man, does this make sense? And then I ran it back to, Olympus, and then all the ones in between we don't need to discuss. I was like, okay. I can't be more frank than that. This did not come from me like, oh my gosh, I could be a millionaire. It really came from, respecting, people's desire to achieve what they want. And we all know the adage, right? You help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. That was literally it. And so I reconnected with a very dear friend who literally brought me into the industry, 20 something years ago. I was like, hey man, what do you think? He's like, oh man, this is great. This is great. And like literally like 5 weeks later, here we are. So, I wish it, you
Yeah,
understand what I'm
excellent.
saying?
So I've got another question for you, but I do want to answer in the chat. Somebody said, why are you not part of this program, Barry, if you really think it's a good program? I am. I'm waiting for it to open like all of you. You know, I have no advanced tokens or anything like that. So I'm here like all of you, waiting for it to open and get involved. So the other question, the follow-up question I have for you, Nick, is where do you see this in a year? I know you're going to rely on the DAO to make decisions and provide guidance on where it goes, which has proven to be absolutely a great way to run a business from all the other examples out there. But where do you see, or where do you want the business to be in a year?
Honestly, with the team we've developed, right? And most of these people are very dear friends, right? I've worked with these guys for 20, 15, years, 7, 8 minimum. I want you guys to really understand that you don't have to like chase something, right? That you can build it on your own steam. Okay. We're going to pay out the rewards. Okay. That's not a problem. Okay. I've already calculated that. We're good. As long as we solvent, everything's healthy, there's no whales, there's no, outside influences, we're going to be great. Okay. No disclaimer aside. But at this very early stage, I have been approached by some incredible guys that I super respect with some incredible opportunities. Okay. Some are a lot of money, some are a little bit of money, but if we keep the energy and the momentum going, okay, through you guys' vote, we'll decide on what direction we take. And I can't really talk about it in specifics because then people are going to be asking me every other day, well, when this is going to happen. But I'm talking about just some mind-blowing stuff in AI and just some incredible stuff. So what I want is to not pretend that we're a DAO. Okay? Not say we're a DAO, but we're not. Not pretend that we're decentralized, but we're not. Not be fake, literally. And as you touched on, Barry, a lot of people just don't know. They don't know the lingo. They don't know the lingo. They don't know up from down sometimes. But at the core of this, I want us to be a true, fundamentally positive and, aspirational organization. I didn't build this so that I can have a job, right? I did this because it sounds good, it feels good, it works, it has worked, and it will work. So, I just want us all to grow, and there's a lot of opportunity in this space. Okay,
Okay, guys. I'm sorry, Barry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was gonna just bring up another comment. Did you want to say something though, Linda?
No, I was actually bringing it to an end, so you go, please.
Okay, my last comment will be this. I don't know any other business where you don't have to put in huge amount of monies to be able to talk to the founder. In most businesses, that's the way it works. You pay to play, you pay to get to the table with the owner, the developer, the founder. And especially in this industry, and many of you will know this, that you don't know who's behind the scenes. It's called being doxxed, and it's documents about the owner. Nick is so open, he's so upfront, he's willing to answer our questions and tell us exactly the way he's building this. So I definitely don't see this as a pump and dump or a grab and run. It's not a guy to me that looks like he's just going to grab it and go. And again, I'm like you guys. I'm looking at this from the outside, but I am impressed, and I thank you, Nick, for being so honest and being so open with why you did this, how you're doing this, what you're expecting, and giving people the ability to get in for a little or as much as they want, controlling the whales, and all the things you've done. It comes down to the type of person you are. In life, we all need to trust but verify. And this is part of our verification process and mine. So thank you very much. And thank you for bringing this to us.
Well, hey, thank you. Thank you for your kind comments. Thank you very much. All of you here. It's remarkable. So we've got a good road ahead of us, guys. Believe me, I've been in this business like 25 years, and believe me, this is gold. All right, pure gold. All
Hey,
right.
last comment, Nick. Is it perfect? Is it completely perfect right now?
No.
Everything perfect?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Okay. And that's the way business works. But you're willing to make adjustments where needed and make it right.
Of course.
That's what counts.
But the point is that you care it that it will get better, you know? So I mean, literally as soon as possible, everybody's talking about renouncing contracts. As soon as possible, I am more than happy to hand over the reins. Right? We've got to, I mean, once we get to a point where we have a strong enough organization where there's people that we trust and respect and that can agree, amongst each other, I'll hand over the wallet addresses and everything. It's not my goal here. I mean, my goal is really to create something that is absolutely incredible and dynamic for everybody. So as long as we do that, we're fine. We're fine. So Linda, with respect, ma'am, what were your
I'm just
thoughts?
going to recap, Nick, if that's okay with you.
Of course.
We are opening tomorrow anywhere from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. There's no locked solid time. It is your responsibility, and please don't get nervous. Don't get frustrated. This is supposed to be fun, and we'll all be on board to help you. Nick is very, very busy, so it'll be us as leaders helping our downline. Very, very important. There is no price out there as of yet. It's mathematically figured out, and that's Nick's job. All right. We don't know what the liquidity is. That's Nick's job. It's important. It's Eastern time, Judith. All founders sit tight. You're all ready to go. David has a document that he's going to disperse amongst all of us. And they were asking one question and they've asked it 5 times. Can we talk about the fact that you did an audit in the very beginning and you're waiting now for it to close? You did an early audit. How is that working?
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, it's the person in charge of that. I mean, she messaged me like every day. So we've got a good relationship with that audit team. The to be like totally transparent, the audit that we did was for more of the ecosystem benefit and the programmer's benefit. So I gave her the contracts, or gave her team the contracts, which is 4. And I said, hey, look, is this programming right? Do you see any mistakes? This, that, and the other. And so what you see on the website, if you choose to download it, is it's called an initial audit. Okay, so they look at it and they're like, make suggestions. but the complete audit has not been completed. Okay. That has to come after we stop making changes, because any, professional audit company is not going to do an audit while you're still making changes to things. So we added the Diamond League to it, a couple other changes as far as how the rebase, I mean not the rebase, but the range bound stability works, and this, that, and the other. So she's been like, hey, where are we at? And then I said, hey, look, we're going to launch the contract. We'll have a way to make any suggestions that you make following that for the next couple of weeks, and then we'll come out with a complete audit from that company that's already lined up. And then my intention after that is to contact other audit companies, because it's always good to get a second opinion. So we'll hire, as we have the revenue, to hire additional companies to do additional audits, and then everybody will be cool with that. Everybody. We're really literally doing everything right here. Okay. So I hope that answers that question as far as the audit goes, because I know
Yes,
a lot of.
and there's somebody, Tammy, in the room. Tammy, he's not going to open up without the referral system working, so you can stay nice and calm.
Oh, very calm.
Delicio, you're talking about a huge origin team doing Zooms already to get set up. Sweetheart, I have 6,000 people in LGNS. So I'm right here asking my team, everybody to come over here. I am so proud to be part of Nick's program.
Our program.
Yes, our program, Nick. Nick, I'm going to put something on you.
Yeah,
My
please.
dream is to move from the Dominican Republic and go and cruise the world and have no house, no apartment anywhere but a ship. So that's why I'm working so hard. So when you go to sleep tonight, remember Linda wants to be on a boat.
Yeah, I feel that. My wife wants to as well. She wants to travel. We're here in the Philippines, and she hasn't traveled much in her life as much as I have. So I understand that dream, and I'll take that
Awesome.
contract.
AG, I am not, you cannot raise your hand. We're not taking any calls. Oh, your farm? Hey, Ken. Somebody said, are you going to come to my farm? All right, I'm going to go back to something. I want you to hear me clearly because most of you don't hear. You count. You're seen. You're important, whether you put in $20 or whether you put in 10,000. I have never worked with an owner like Nick where it doesn't make a difference. Okay? It does. I want to talk to you, Barbara. It doesn't make a difference. There's somebody on here who's very dear to me. She's from Nigeria. Her dream is to make enough money in this program that the children in her village will be able to eat one egg a day. I'm telling you, there's another lady in here that has she's a single mom. She's coming in with $100. She's just as important as people that were founders. I've never seen anybody's heart the way I'm in Sosua. I've never seen a man's heart because I spoke to Nick and I asked him, what is the most important thing for us as the field? It's not the big money. He stopped the big money. It's about opening and sharing with the world and getting people to come in where they fit in. $20, $100, $500. He doesn't care. I mean, he's not doing this for the big boys. He's doing it for all of us. That every time you look to your left, you look to your right, and they say, why does that guy have that house? Why is that guy driving that car? So it's important that you also know that we're a family and every single person in this room counts.
Yes.
Nick, it's been my honor to work with you today. Barry, I want to thank you.